chant the invocation for reading Chaitanya Chaitanya. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. 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 Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, what are we discussing today? Gaura Purnima. Anybody is coming to a Gaura Purnima discussion for the first time? Great. Anybody coming for 10th or more time? The rest of you? Some of you? So, the beauty is, whether it's the first time, 100th time, or 1,000,000th time, it's always sweet, as if the first time. That is the unlimited sweetness of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we'll read today from Chaitanya Charitamrita, from Adi Lila, chapter 7, verse number 81. And this is a very sweet pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And so we'll read the verse in translation and then discuss where this verse is coming, and then some of the understanding of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his mission, and why we are so fortunate to have come in contact with Srila Prabhupada. Because how many of us would know who Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is without Srila Prabhupada? We have no clue. And I think by the end of the session, if any justice is done, our appreciation for Srila Prabhupada will grow exponentially. Because we'll appreciate who has given us insight into this extraordinary opportunity to come under the loving shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So again, just read quickly this verse. Kiba manta dila go sani kiba tara bala japite mane mantra karila pagala. Translation. My dear Lord, what kind of mantra have you given me? I have become mad simply by chanting this Maha Mantra. Purport. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in his Shikshtashtaka, Yugayatam nimishena chakshusha prabhushayatam shunyayatam jagat sarvam Govinda virahename. Oh Govinda, filling your separation, I'm considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I feel all vacant in the world in your absence. It is the aspiration of a devotee that while he chants the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, his eyes will fill with tears, his voice falter, and his heart throb. These are good signs in chanting the holy name of the Lord. In ecstasy, one should feel the entire world to be vacant without the presence of Govinda. This is a sign of separation from Govinda. In material life, we are all separated from Govinda and are absorbed in material sense gratification. Therefore, when one comes to his senses on the spiritual platform, he becomes so eager to meet Govinda that without Govinda, the entire world becomes a vacant place. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Idam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadhutam Parijan Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinamalo Jagapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Rapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So the verse again. My dear Lord, what kind of mantra have you given me? I have become mad simply by chanting this Mahamantra. So, we'll discuss today who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, why he came, what he came to teach us, and how he showed us this path of perfection. This verse that is quoted in a purport from Shikshashtakam, that, when will my eyes fill with tears when I'm chanting the holy names? Right now we may be in a situation where the eyes fill with tears when we know we have to chant. Oh, I have to finish my rounds. So, that is our current condition possibly. But through the mercy of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, soon the chanting of the holy names will become so attractive to our life that a moment separated from the Lord will feel like 12 years or more. We can try to understand this experience through another example. That, when a devotee has fully manifested the mercy of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, that if a few moments of separation from Krishna is unbearable pain and suffering. And the only example we can maybe relate to in our current condition status, if we are separated from oxygen for just a few moments, what happens to our state of mind? How anxious we are to be reunited with air. A little bit? Desperate condition. Like this, the chanting of the holy names is so sweet and so attractive that one cannot be separated for even a few fractions of a moment. Otherwise, one feels complete desperation. Like when we are separated from air for a few moments. So this is the depth of attraction that will manifest in our heart by the process of spiritual life. And this attraction that we are speaking of, as natural as it is for us to be attached to air, just as natural actually is our attraction to the Supreme Lord. This is the intrinsic nature of each and every jiva, is that one cannot bear even a moment's separation from the Lord, because there is such an intensity of love. Just like a mother from her newborn child cannot tolerate even a few moments. Where is my child? Like that. But that natural instinct we have, where has it gone? Right now, my natural instinct is attracted to so many other things. And again, tears flow when I have to put my hand in the bead bag. Oh, I have to finish my rounds. Well, that attraction has been covered. It has been covered by the dust accumulated for years and years through so many material attachments. So we have to remove that dust. And Krishna, when he appeared 5,000 plus years ago, he gave us the formula for how to awaken this dormant love for him, our supreme loving Father. And he said, Man mano baba mad bhakto majani ma namaskar. You do these 4 things. Think of me. Offer your homages to me. Offer your obeisance to me. Worship me. And sarva dharmam parityaja. Mam ekam. You surrender everything. And only worship me. And Krishna gives the assurance of all assurances. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo. I'll deliver you from everything. Mahasucha, don't fear. Don't worry. So what more do we need? Why are we not surrendering? Krishna is telling in the conclusive statement of this epic conversation in Kurukshetra, in the midst of the armies, he's saying, Arjun, it's not so hard. Just Mahamekam Sharanam Vraja, just surrender unto me. You give up all other dharma. It's not needed. I'll take care of you. Don't fear. But we are not so ready to surrender. We are happy to surrender to our phones. We are happy to surrender to our televisions. We're happy to surrender to so many things. But to Krishna, so when Krishna goes back to the eternal world, his eternal abode, after wrapping up his Leela, he's lamenting. I told how all my children can find happiness. What is the only goal of a mother or father?
To keep babies happy.
To what?
Keep babies happy.
Not to keep themselves happy? Even mother and father will sacrifice their own happiness for the happiness of child. Is there any exception? So Krishna, being our eternal Father, he has only one desire: to enjoy his royal Vaikuntha Lok, Golok Vrindavan, full of bliss and opulence. He only wants to see each and every one of his children happy. And we know, if parents have, let's say 5 children, and 4 are very, very happy, but one is suffering, where does all the attention of mother and father go? To the one child, yet not. So Krishna is giving so much happiness to all the devotees in the spiritual world. His heart is aching, in pain. What pain? Not enough gulab jamuns? Seeing all of us in stress, fear, anxiety, depression, anger, illusion, pride, all these things. Seeing us suffering. Krishna is lamenting like no other. Thinking how I can deliver my child. And we can say, well then why doesn't Krishna just pick us up and take us back? It'd be easy, huh? Actually, it is that easy. The problem is, we have to get on the boat. See, if you have a ticket and the boat is going to go from here to there, you don't have to do anything, right? No. What do you have to do? You have to step onto the boat. Nobody will drag you and pull you in. You have to. After that, just enjoy. This is Krishna consciousness in a nutshell. But we have to desire. But because Krishna is all-knowing, all-conscious, as we read just a few moments ago, He's all-knowing. He doesn't hear what we just speak. Oh, Krishna, I want you. He knows what's in the core of our heart. So, Krishna is lamenting in the spiritual world that we are all suffering. And so he says, I should come back. I should come back to the material world and give one more effort to bring all of my lost children back home, back to Godhead. So after giving all the knowledge and all the information, Krishna not being satisfied says, I told everything to do, but I did not show how to do it. So I'm going to come back as a devotee. I won't present myself as the Supreme Lord. I am going to present as a bhakta, a devotee. And I will, by my own example, show how to achieve this perfection of life. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not avatar. He is avatari. He is the sword. He is Krishna himself, not an expansion. Krishna himself is coming. Just 500 years ago. We might sometimes wonder, oh, this Kali Yuga, what a curse it is to have been born in this human form of life. Actually, it's the greatest of blessings. Because we have appeared in this human form of life just a few moments ago, prior to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna himself coming. And who is this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He is the Mahavadanaya, most merciful. Most merciful means most merciful. If time permitting, we'll sing one bhajan. He is Parama Karuna. He is the epitome of mercy. He is the, of all the avatars, sub-avatar, Sada Shiraman. He is the jewel, the crown jewel of all appearances of the Lord. Why? Because he is coming to give ananda, happiness, pure bliss. He is giving to all of us. His whole mood is to give the path back home, back to God. See, when Krishna comes, we have to be careful. We cannot follow his actions. That will get us into lots of trouble. Anybody wants to follow Krishna into the lake and dance on a serpent with hundreds of heads? Anybody wants to do? Anybody wants to try to lift a giant mountain? So we cannot follow Krishna's actions. That'll lead to our destruction. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we can follow his actions. He gives us a step by step process. Surefire way. And whatever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches us, we know there can be no imperfections. Because this is the Supreme Lord Himself personally coming to show. And in His deepest mood of wanting to save all of His children. So all we have to do is get onto the boat of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And this boat has how many seat capacity? Unlimited. And all VIP cabins. Unlimited capacity. And what is the price one has to pay to get a VIP cabin on this boat? Just faith. Just faith. That's it. How much does faith cost? We can look up on Amazon Prime next day delivery. How much does faith cost? It is up to us. But with faith, you can book your VIP cabin on this boat back home, back there. And who's driving this boat? Krishna himself. You think, oh, Krishna was, Arjuna's lucky. Krishna was there on the chariot with him. Well, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to personally deliver all of us also. So all we have to do is follow the process. And the primary process by which we can engage in the instructions of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. See, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he only gave 8 instructions. He gave 8 verses. His whole life, 48 years he spent on this planet, was one walking instruction. But he only gave 8 verses. And anybody want to venture a guess? What is the topic of these 8 verses? What is the topic? That's the name, Shikshashtakam. Chanting. Anything else is in there? Because by chanting of the holy names, it is the exclusive means by which one can execute the instruction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When we chant, we sometimes wonder, oh, what else? What about this? What about that? But there is no what about. This is the means. And so the question we can ask ourselves, each day I wake up, what is the most important thing in my day? Checking how many WhatsApp messages I have? Checking what the weather is going to be? What is the singular most important thing we can do in any given day? It's the chanting of the holy names. So our assessment of how close I am to getting onto this boat. Can I see the boat and I'm on the pier? Am I still in my house sleeping? Where am I in this? Am I on the boat? We can measure by one factor. Is the chanting of our holy names space filler throughout my day as I find gaps in my day? Or is it the most important part of my day? And that will be told not by our words, but by our actions. By our actions. And to the extent we make this chanting of the holy names the most important part of our day, we will fully unlock the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because he came to teach only that. If Krishna himself is coming and he only taught this, is there anything else? So this is the indicator for us of how much I have taken. And in the Shikshashtakam prayers, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu makes one important point. Makes many important points. But maybe the one we can meditate on most. See, in life, we define so many misfortunes. Right? We go to the Lord and we pray, "Oh my dear Lord, oh my dear Radha Kunjvihari, Gauritai, Jagannath Baldev Subramani, Shinachi Balo Gopal, Nidhi Govardhan, please solve this for me, this for me, this for me, this for me, this for me." And don't worry, next week I'll come back with a fresh list. And then solve. And we present all of our misfortunes, all of our challenges, all of our impediments. Right? And that list goes on and on. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, no, we only have one misfortune. He says, Durdevam. I have one misfortune. What is that? Na anuragaha. I don't have attachment to chanting of the holy names. That is my only misfortune. So don't worry. If you're not attached yet, join the club. It's a big club. But with this insight we know actually what to pray for. If you really want to apply this instruction but are finding challenges, don't worry. You are in a good group. But you come on Gaur Purnima day. And if you really want, you come during Mangal Arati on this day. Yes, some austerity is there. Yes, maybe you have to sacrifice some sleep, burn a few gallons of gas. Trust me, it is a good ROI. But you come, and as soon as those curtains open on the appearance day of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you beg, my Durdaiva, my misfortune is I don't have attraction for the chanting of the holy names. And please give me attraction to chanting. How do you think Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will respond? And if you do, and then you sit in that temple room and you chant your japa that morning, I can guarantee you it will be a different experience of chanting. It will be something like you have never experienced. But you have to, with real sincerity, beg to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, give me this attraction. Because when I have attraction to the holy names, all my other misfortunes which are there, they become resolved. They become settled. But if I try to resolve all these through some material manipulation, I'll solve one problem and another will manifest. I'll solve that one and two more will come. And then I'll solve those and then more. If we want a single all-in-one solution, develop attachment to chanting of the holy names. This is the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is the most potent prayer we can make on Gaur Purnima Day, and frankly for every day thereafter. Begging Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please give me this attraction. And if that is a sincere desire in our heart, what do we think the probability is that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will give us this attraction? 100%? No, 120%. Guaranteed. Because what is the strongest desire of Krishna sitting in the spiritual world? Wanting all of us to come back home. And this is the ticket to board that ship, is sincere chanting. So wherever we are in our process, don't worry. Just fall at the feet of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Because Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that whatever is difficult becomes easy when you surrender to the feet of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So if we are finding it difficult to chant our rounds, no problem. Who is going to help us? Chaitanya. But there's a catch. Whatever is easy becomes difficult if you don't surrender to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we should just rely on the unlimited mercy. And don't worry, don't think, oh, well, if everybody is begging mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what will be left for me? How big is his storehouse of mercy? Unlimited. Unlimited. Actually, the more that he gives out, the more his storehouse grows. It doesn't refill, it refills more. And what happens? He becomes so anxious to distribute. And then his Gauda Bhaktavrinda, all the associates are anxious to distribute. And the more they distribute, the more remains in the storehouse. And so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells that all of you go out and you share this message. Don't be stingy. Right? When we give out samosas at a feast, pizza at a feast, gulab jamun, we hold back. I don't know, did I pack my plate? We're a little bit hesitant. Srila Prabhupada had one great formula here. All the servers of prasadam, he would first feed them. So then they would give out prasadam liberally. But don't worry, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's storehouse is overflowing. The walls are breaking. So much mercy. So this is the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in this verse, this is one of many of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's very sweet pastimes, in which he has come to Varanasi. And there he was staying in the house of Chandrasekhar. And this time he was on his return from Vrindavan. So maybe let me back up a little bit, give just a short biographical sketch of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life. So he appeared in Navadvip near Calcutta in the calendar year 1486, in the month of Maghan Purnima day. So there's Purnima day coming. And he appeared in the home of Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata. That was none other than Nanda Baba and Mother Yashoda. And he appeared under a neem tree, and thus he's also known as Nimai. He actually appeared at a time of an eclipse, which ordinarily is inauspicious, but by divine arrangement at that time, everybody was engaged in chanting of the holy names. This is the most auspicious thing to do during an eclipse. And so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance inspired from the moment one, this chanting. So he spent his early childhood days into his youth days performing many pastimes in Navadvip. He was running a Sanskrit school. He was a big Pandit for some time. They used to call him Nimai Pandit. And he would teach Sanskrit on the banks of the Ganges. He would engage in many different activities, including debating different scholars and this. And then, after he passed 20 years, he then officially started his Harinam Sankirtan movement. The prime reason he came, Lord Nityananda came from Vrindavan to Navadvip at this time, and they began really engaging in this chanting of the holy names, singing and dancing in the streets, and propagating this chanting. After 4 more years of these activities, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu decided, I should take sannyas. If people are really going to hear this message, I should enter into the renounced order. This is how desperate Krishna was. He renounced everything, the comforts of home, family, everything, and took on intense austerity. Why? Just so that we would hear the message. When Krishna says, you surrender everything to me, Krishna is surrendering everything to us. It is a two-way street of surrender. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, and from taking sannyas he goes to Jagannath Puri. And there he stayed for a short time, and then for about 6 years he traveled all over India. He traveled through all of southern India, western, central, through Vrindavan, and then went back to Jagannath Puri. And then the final 18 years he stayed in Jagannath Puri, in a little bit more of a secluded environment, mostly in Gambhira. And there he went into deep ecstasy, executing the internal reasons why he appeared, which maybe we'll discuss at a later session. But there he engaged in these activities, and after 18 years, he ultimately then wrapped up his pastimes, having fulfilled the mission of giving us the formula. And along the way, he instructed many of his followers, two in particular. He instructed Rupa Goswami at Prayag for 10 days on all the intricate details, the science of devotional service. And here in Varanasi, he instructed Sanatana Goswami for 2 months. They were discussing. So while Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was staying here in the house of Chandrasekhar, Sanatana Goswami would come daily and take siksha, knowledge, from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked both of them to go to Vrindavan. And now at this time Vrindavan was mostly lost. All the holy places were lost in the jungles. And so the Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, along with the other Goswamis of Vrindavan, very systematically re-established all the glories of Vrindavan. And they wrote profusely these detailed teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that is what in our Guru Parampara we are following. All the teachings coming from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings. And that is what Srila Prabhupada brought to all of us. So, back to this verse now. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has reached Varanasi, and Sanatana Goswami is taking knowledge. But, many weeks have passed, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has not met any of the sannyasis in Varanasi. We know Varanasi is a very spiritual place. But at this time, Varanasi was full of impersonalists, Mayavadi philosophers, who denied the existence of the Supreme Lord. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not engaging with them. But in fact, the sannyasis were severely criticizing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, severely chastising him. And specifically Tapan Mishra and Chandrasekhar, they were unable to tolerate this blasphemy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And their hearts were shattering. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would hear and he would just smile. He would just smile. Now we can contrast this. He is being blasphemed. And what is his response? No response. But when Lord Nityananda was being blasphemed and attacked by Jagai Madai, what was his response? Rage. Sudarshan Chakra rage. Because a devotee, again, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's whole life, his instructions, is willing to tolerate any and all insults. They don't take so seriously these things. They were totally destroying his character. And he took no offense to it. He just moved on. But he was also very careful. He did not associate with those envious people. He was very, very careful with his association. But the devotees, they could not tolerate. A devotee can tolerate their own insults, but they cannot tolerate insults to Krishna or to any other devotee. This is the mood of Gaura Bhakta. And this is the mood we should try to inculcate. And if we all carry this mood, then in any Sangha there will be no disturbances. Because everyone is only focused on everyone else's well-being. And someone else will care about ours. So don't worry. But this is the mood we see in the Sangha of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates. But these two devotees were so upset. So one day, one Brahmin comes and puts a petition to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that I would like to invite you for lunch at my house. Every day he's eating at Tapan Mishra's house. He says, okay, give me a chance. I want to feed you. And I've called all the other sannyasis of Varanasi there. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought for a second. Ordinarily he would have outly rejected as he had no desire to associate. But seeing the pain of his associates, he decided, okay, let me accept this invitation. And of course he was going to purify all of these sannyasis. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted this invitation. Now, he accepted why? To defend his name and character? Huh? To ease the pain of his devotees. This is the mood of Krishna. Krishna's only actions are not for any sense enjoyment of his own. Everything he does is for the exclusive pleasure of his devotees. This is how much Krishna loves us. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, while he did not want to meet these individuals to pacify his devotees, he agreed. Now, when he reaches this house, we see how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to convince them. This is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is Ishvara Parama, the Supreme Controller. Who has more power than Krishna? Who has more position than Krishna? Who has more wealth? Strength? Anyone? No, this is the meaning of Bhagavan according to Parashar Muni. He is all opulences he has. Full. So he's going to go into this assembly and show his opulences and defeat these and show who these sannyasis are blaspheming. See how he approaches this. Conflict resolution is very easy. But what makes it difficult is our false ego. 100% of conflict is resolved through humility. And this is the principal teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Trunadapi sunichena tarodapi sehishna amanina mananena kirtaniya sadari. He says, if you want to be able to chant the holy names of the Lord, kirtaniya sadahari, always chant Hari, you must be Trunadapi sunichena, more tolerant than a tree. If you kick a tree, will it smack you back?
No.
It will still give you fruit. If you cut its limb off, it will still give you heat. If you make fun of it, it will still give you shade. This much tolerant a devotee should be. Somebody as much as raises an eyebrow to us and steam comes from our ears. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, tolerant. More humble than a blade of grass in the street. A blade of grass, when you step on the grass, does it protest? No. And as soon as we leave, what does it do? It stands back up, ready to accept the next step. This is a devotee. Someone takes advantage, no problem. I'm ready to serve again. And amanina manadena. Always offering respects to everyone. Not just, this person glorified me. They're a very nice devotee. This person doesn't know my glory. They're a rascal. That is our false ego. Amanina gives respect to all, but has no expectation in return. If we have no expectation of any type of respect, when will we be disrespected? That's simple formula. So this is the way. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he enters this assembly. And all the sannyasis of Varanasi are seated in nice asanas. They're engaging in their discussion of Vedanta. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes, enters, washes his feet, and he immediately sits down right in that same area, which is considered a dirty place, where people have washed their feet, not a clean place. And he performs one mystical opulence at that point. He starts to show his radiance, his effulgence, that which these Mayavadis are so attracted to, not realizing where this effulgence is coming to. He starts to glow, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains, like millions of suns. A bright light has come. And all the sannyasis are taken aback. Oh, this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come, and look at his position. This person we have been, ridiculing. So Prakashananda Saraswati, the leader of this assembly, comes down from his asana and very nicely, takes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by the hand and says, please come and sit with us. Don't sit in this dirty place. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, no, I am not qualified to sit with all of you. You all are my senior devotees, Vedantists. I am not qualified. Who is speaking? The Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Krishna is acting in this humility. What about us? What about us? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu acquiesces, and he comes into the middle of the assembly. He is seated around. And Prakashananda Saraswati, welcomes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then with sincerity he inquires from him. Hey, you have taken sannyas. In fact, you have taken sannyas in our parampara. And we are engaged in daily study of Vedanta. Reciting Sanskrit over and over again. We are Vedantists. But you are like dancing in the streets like a madman, singing and being sentimental. Why you have given up your opportunity to study Vedanta for these foolish, sentimental behaviors? So this question was presented to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied? He said, well, my spiritual master knew that I was a fool. I am not smart enough to study Vedanta like all of you great scholars. So because of that, he said, you just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. He said, you just chant the holy names. And that is sufficient. So, that's what I do. So here in which we see a second very critical lesson for us. Perfection of our spiritual life is to make the instructions of Guru our life air. What does that mean? We are never separated from air. Are we? No. We should not even for a moment be separated in consciousness, awareness, thoughtfulness. of the instructions of Guru. This is perfection of our spiritual life. To make the instructions of the spiritual master our life and soul. And who will benefit? Us. Later in this chapter, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually is speaking this word, my Lord, what kind of mantra have you given me? He's speaking to his spiritual master. And his spiritual master, when he's seeing that his disciple has gone into ecstasy, his Guru becomes happy. Seeing the deliverance of his child. This is the goal of Guru. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Prakashana Saraswati and all sages, hey, I just followed the instruction. He didn't ask, hey, don't you want me to study this? Don't you? No. He took with full faith that this is the prime instruction. So he told Prakashana Saraswati that my spiritual master knew who I was. And thus, I did this. I chanted the holy names very nicely. But, one problem. Whenever I chant, I become a madman. I can't control my senses. I can't control my movements. Tears are flowing. I'm jumping. I don't know. So I petitioned my spiritual master, and that's what this verse says. My dear Lord, what kind of mantra have you given me? I become mad. Pagal. I become mad. Simply by chanting this Mahamantra. So the spiritual master Ishwar Puri says, yes, you have achieved the perfection of Vedanta. So my dear Prakashana Saraswati, this is what has happened. This is my position. So then some further dialogues engage. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then starts to now, let me show mercy to these sages. He says, why you all are studying this Vedanta? Because everything you are speaking is just speaking in indirect language. And you're taking the simple and making it complicated. That is our job. What else we'll talk about? If we don't complicate simplicity, chant the holy name, surrender to Krishna, then what we'll do all day long? So Chaitanya said, this is not the study of Vedanta. Don't you know? The conclusion of Vedanta is to know Krishna. That is the conclusion of Vedanta. Krishna says that right in Bhagavad Gita. Right? 15th chapter, 15th verse. Of all the Vedanta, I am to be known. And how he can say that? Vedanta Vedanta Chaham. I am the compiler of the Vedanta. I wrote Vedanta. So I would know what is the conclusion of Vedanta. And that is to know me, Krishna says. So Chaitanya said, why you are all like doing all this, word juggler? Prakashananda Saraswati literally said, oh, okay. Then why don't you explain Vedanta? You explain Vedanta. If you say we are giving it indirectly, you give us the direct meaning. Okay, I'll try. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu begins to explain Vedanta. Very simply, Sambandha Videya Prayojan. He says, simple. Vedanta means first, know what is my Sambandha, what is my relationship with Krishna. First thing, servant, master. That is the first step. Know your Sambandha. Then, Abhideya. Abhideya Gyan. That means you act in that relationship. To know the relationship is one thing. But then if I try to act as master, then what is Sambandha? No. Abhideya means acting in knowledge of Sambandha Gyan. So I serve Krishna. And in service of Krishna, what is the prayojan? What is the result? Dancing like a madman, tears flowing from our eyes. Moment of separation is like 12 years or more. No more Durdevam. Complete bliss, Ananda, happiness. This is the fruit, the prayojan, the result. This is Vedanta. Who is Krishna? Who am I? Act in that relationship. Enjoy bliss. Any questions? All the sages of Varanasi, Hare Krishna, they started chanting. They became devotees. Instantly. They gave up all of their scholarship, so-called scholarship, and became pure devotees of the Lord, engaging in chanting of the holy names. So you see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood, how he approached this situation with great humility, with great intelligence. He knew if he came in there and started firing, their egos would not manifest, would not allow this knowledge to transfer. And so the sages, the sannyasis of Varanasi went from staunch impersonalists to pure devotees, chanting the holy names of the Lord by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And like this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went village to village, delivering everyone. Not even the most fallen, but even the lions and tigers in the jungles, they were chanting and dancing. This is the potency of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. This is the deepest, most intense mercy from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Is this Gaura Bhakta process. This becoming a devotee, a bhakta of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And it's why Srila Prabhupada, when he came, he so much faith in the power of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He says every home should have Gaurnitai deities. He says even if you keep them in a bookshelf as dolls, they're so potent that the heart will transform. So, following in the mood of Srila Prabhupada, we should seek to bring Gaurnitai into our homes. And if you don't have Chaitanya Charitamrita, how many of you do not have yet Chaitanya Charitamrita? So you pray now until Tuesday. And if you're really, really intelligent and blessed, on Tuesday you take Chaitanya Charitamrita home. Without delay. Please. Your life will change forever. This Chaitanya Charitamrita is so powerful. It is the mercy of Krishna himself in this mood of a devotee as Mahavadhanaya. So even I will beg you, please, take Chaitanya Charitamrita. Even will come and personally bring it to your house. No problem. But please pray. Your life will be changed forever. So powerful. So, this is just a short glimpse into Gauranga Mahaprabhu. We'll continue our discussion on Sunday. We have another discussion on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then, mark your calendars now for Tuesday. Minimum, you come in the evening. But if you really want to inspire your attraction to chanting of the holy names, you sleep early on Monday, you rise early on Tuesday, and that tapasya you do, I guarantee you, you will be so grateful. Money back guarantee. If you're not, you can come and slap me also, no problem. But just come and experience that first glimpse of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on Purnima day, on his appearance day. It's so powerful. So powerful. And chant your rounds nicely. Don't worry, you can sleep the next day. Just give up one day. And come. You can try to observe fasting on Gaur Purnima. So fasting is observed until moonrise. So I haven't checked yet, but sometimes a little bit after 7 p.m. typically. So based on your capacity, you can do a full fast. You can take milk, fruits, nuts like this. If you can need something, you can take some Ekadashi non-grain prasad, again depending on your capacity. But do some fasting, and then come. Let the temple. We'll do the cooking on Tuesday for everyone. And now I'll just conclude with one final push to bring us all to see. This Gaurnitai in our Devasadan Mandir is no ordinary Gaurnitai. Because these Gaurnitai are the last deities that Srila Prabhupada personally installed in the universe. How we have that fortune is incomprehensible. Incomprehensible. But that is Srila Prabhupada's love for all of us in Metro Detroit. So, come and take darshan of these most potent deities. Srila Prabhupada could have chosen anywhere else in the world. And somehow, due to our great fortune, it was here in our Devasadan Mandir that in 1976, 50 years ago, these Gaurnitai deities were installed. And so of all Gaur Purnima festivals, this one stands to be extra special. And it'll be extra special with all of your presence. Because what will please Gauranga Mahaprabhu more than anything? Seeing each and every one of his lost children coming to see him. So bring your friends, bring your family members, bring strangers if you need to, doesn't matter. But just come and enjoy the bliss of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's overflowing storehouse of mercy and love. And we'll all get on that boat, enter our VIP cabins, and go back home, back to Ghana. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Gaur Purnima Mahotsav ki jai. So it's 8:30. I was thinking if we have 5-6 minutes, we can sing this bhajan Parama Karuna.
Yes,
Pavi Doi Jana.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, so you all can find the bhajan Parama Karuna Pavi Doi Jana on KK song. Somebody can post in the WhatsApp groups also. And we'll just sing just a very sweet bhajan. Let me speak just 2 minutes on what it means. So Parama Karuna Pavi Doi Jana. That these two individuals, they are the most merciful. Who? Nitai Gaura Chandra. And of all the avatars, they are the crown jewel. Why? Kevala Ananda. They are giving pure bliss. So, and what do we do? Bhaja Bhaja Bhai Chaitanya. Just chant, just worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Stop all of this sense enjoyment. Nothing will save us. Then in the third line, Lochandas Thakur is saying that in all the three worlds you will not find anyone more charitable than this Chaitanya Nitai. No more merciful. Even the birds and beasts, they are becoming overwhelmed. Even the stones, they start weeping. Stones start weeping when they come into the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, give up now all this sense enjoyment. It is not going to help us. This is the prayer of Lochandas. So we'll sing. We'll just do 2 lines at a time. Parama Karuna Paui Dui Jana Nikai Gaura Chandra Paramakaruna Paui Dui Jana Nikai Gaura Chandra Avatara Sarashira Moni Kevalananda Kanda Avatara Sarashira Moni Kevalananda Kanda Bhajo Bhajo Bhai Chaitanya Sukita Vishwasa Kori Bhajo Bhajo Bhai Chaitanya Vishaya Chariya Serate Magiya Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari Vishaya Chariya Serate Magiya Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari Parama Karuna Paui Dui Gaura Chandra Paramakaruna Adeko Horedai Ibu Bunai Nadoya Nagata Pasupati Jure Pasana Vidare Suni Jana Nagata Pasupati Jure Pasana Vidare Suni Jana Nagata Samsara Magiya Rohila Puriya Sekara Nahiro Asha Samsara Magiya Rohila Puriya Sekara Nahiro Asha Apana Karama Bunjaya Shamana Kohe Lochana Dasa Apana Karama Bunjaya Shamana Parama Karuna Paui Dui Jana Nikai Gaura Chandra Jaya Gaura Nitai 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 Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Jaya Pancha Tata Jaya Pancha Tata Jaya Pancha Tata Jaya Pancha Tata Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gaur Purnima Mahotsav ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki Jai. Best part of the program, Mahaprasadam ki Jai. Thank you all. See you all Sunday and Tuesday, and also I have some